decision-making about when we raise funding and how we raise funding. We try to diversify our sources, and we're always very focused on the actual rates. And we like to build in flexibility in these financing structures so that we have an opportunity to prepay debt when appropriate, so that we can continue to optimize the overarching rates that we're paying.
What do you learn of the dynamic move of the interest rates that we see from Chairman Powell? I mean, do you go fixed structure or floating structure? Not much more like what they do in Europe.
Yes and yes. We have a mix currently. It's a little bit of a different model than what I was used to in the public company space. Say in some ways we provide ourselves with a natural hedge, leaving some of our debt floating and some fixed.
You have to have the short-term discipline to sort of circle the wagons around cash. I mean, cash is oxygen. I know where every ounce of cash is going, but we also have to be nimble around that as well because things change by the day. I know the folks who aren't willing to invest right now may have large pockets of investment in the future. So I want to be in front of them. They may not be a buyer at this point, but I do want to spend a lot of time in front of that other set that is a buyer at this point. They're interested. They want to be an early adopter of the stock. They're interested in the story.
You're watching the China Show.
Yes, it's the next technology. This is the countdown to the close. Welcome to Balance of Power. This is Bloomberg.
There we go. Welcome guys, 3 o'clock in the UK now. Jumping on live, just breaking down the charts, any general trading information, whether it be education, prop firms. I've got quite a few questions as well, which is quite good. Yeah, let's jump straight into it. I mean, we just had some 3 p.m. news release there, as you can see. But before we jump onto the EU, let's just have a look at the S&P now. I was eyeing up a nice short on the S&P. If we just look at a higher time frame point of view, look where we're coming from, to give us a better understanding, where the market wants to go realistically on a trend point of view. And if we're just looking at market structure and how it prints, confirmed here. It's actually confirmed around 5 days ago. Confirmed bearish nature, and it kind of just trickled its way down, big expansion to the upside. And we see this often. It kind of confirms, it gives us some bearish nature, it pushes lower, big impulsive push to the upside. Now this is the S&P 500, it is a stock index, and ideally stock indexes, they always want to go higher, always want to go higher. But we can take advantage of short-term selling opportunities when our 4-hour aligns and when we get injections of liquidity, like so. You can see the trend clearly bearish, and then we had a nice push up. Now, when this is in such a bearish nature and we get a move up like this without any follow through, it's not really giving us any new structural points to sort of base our range off. So the trend very much so on the 4-hour, still bearish, still very much so bearish, until obviously the market shifts and shifts bullish, gives us new market structure, which we will be waiting for. So yeah, let's jump on down to a entry time frame. Now one good question actually what I had was sort of what kind of trades do you see from a sort of top funder point of view, like where do the most profitable trades come from? Now we've got a lot of data with our prop firm Top Funder. It allows us to see a lot of patterns, and we can help. We can sort of share information that we can see traders from a profitable point of view. We get them through, and we can see what are the commonalities between profitable traders and ones that essentially go net total loss. So one of the key things is making sure you've not got a super tight stop loss. Now, if you're on the 1 minute time frame, if you're like an intraday scalper, cool, that's fine. You might have probably taken a short from here. But you know, if you're taking a short, you probably wouldn't want to be short in here. You wouldn't want to have your stop just here. You know, if you're at a lower time frame, like super low time frame, like sort of 1 minute time frame, sort of scalper, you know, you kind of want to be smart with your stop loss positions. Now the entry point is almost irrelevant. It doesn't even matter where you would have entered. If it was here, up here, or down here, you know, as long as your stop loss is in a good place, you know, you can't complain. It's one of the sort of, how do I say, the most important things from a profitable trader point of view is making sure that your stop loss is not in a stupid place, or make sure it's in a safe place. And you always got to look left, yeah. So if we're looking at short here, like I said, you might have shorted on the low time frame. Naturally, you know, minimum I'd say on the S&P, you want to go at least 10 points. You'd even go 15 if you wanted to be safe. And to answer the most profitable trades, it normally on that is with Top Funder. It's normally people who enter on a realistic time frame, you know, probably 15 minute and above. That's shown by a large stop loss size, and they're not going like crazy RR. You know, we're not. I'll just drop down to the minute chart again. We're not going like. Let me just frame this up. If it was like this, I don't know, your stop loss might have been 5 points or something, and you're shorting this. You know, most people that profit and get daily payouts at Top Funder, they're not aiming for a trade like this. Not aiming for a 1-16 trade. Typically 1 to 1, 1 to 3, in that range. Consistently do those. That's why we have the consistency rule. We want to have the consistency rule to ensure that you can consistently make that amount of profit in a certain time period. Yeah, so it's a 45% consistency rule on the challenge only. Now that applies to a profit target, and in this sense, a two-phase challenge is a 10% profit target. So 45% consistency rule would be 45% of 10%, which is 4.5%. Now, it's 4.5% max profit you can make in a day, which is very, very good. If I compare that to some other simulated B-book firms, it's 2%. So we're more than double that. And this is in the challenge phase only. Now, come the funded stage, there is no profit cap. That's why we can benefit from no profit cap and daily payouts, because we're backing traders. We're putting real funds behind traders to make sure that as a company we are aligned with the trader. Yeah. So yeah, to answer the question which I had, it was ensure that stop loss in a safe place and you're not targeting crazily stupid RR. You know, keep it realistic. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, like I said, S&P on that 4-hour chart on the higher time frame, clearly we're seeing some nice bearish nature here, bearish momentum. It continues, injection of liquidity potential for future targets. Anyway, and it's kind of, if I draw on the current DRAM range, it's kind of nicely positioned in an area where it's well priced. And that just comes back down to basic economics, basic buying and selling of anything. It doesn't really matter. So see, it's positioned very, very well. And if I just look at the 15-minute, yes, big impulsive push up, and it's kind of trickled its way up. And in doing so, it's almost doing like, you know, that ascending type pattern, building up of almost liquidity, sell side liquidity for future price moves, really drive it lower, and potentially, push lower to the 5260, I don't know, 5250, and then continue in a bullish nature. Like I said, with stock markets and indices, you know, they always want to go higher. They are backed by, at actual physical companies that realistically want their stock to go higher anyway. So if I just zoom out, that's why we love trading these stock market indexes. They just push the trend so hard. It's like here, big bullish trend towards the end of 2023. Big bullish trend continues to go higher and higher and higher. And then we get a little bit of a pullback here. And we still was able to capitalize here when we had a pullback. And then capitalize again when the trend aligns back with the market. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. It's pulling back slightly. We have had a confirmed 4-hour shift to the bearish side, and just after that 3 p.m. news, it's kind of just playing around a little bit. Like I said, if you're a 1 minute time frame trader, you might be trading ICT concepts, which is fine. That's what we love about Top Funder. We get to see, multiple different strategy types. It's great, really. But if you're trading that and you kind of might have got tagged out here, like I said just a minute ago, make sure you got adequate stop losses and your stop loss is not in a stupid place. So yeah, it's looking like it's probably gonna trade lower. As I said, I was looking for some shorts. Didn't really get that, or it's not really wasn't viable before the news event anyway. So we'll see. We're getting some nice alignment anyway. Potential getting some nice alignment. I mean, it could look quite nice for tomorrow. It is NFP on Friday, and for those that trade on Top Funder, it is a restricted news event. So 2 minutes either side, no new positions can be opened. Another good question was, how do you juggle working and trading? So I'm an engineer by trade. I've got an engineering company. It does quite well. And the important thing is to have a system in place that allows you to not spend hours and hours at the chart. I think initially when you're first learning, you need to put the time in, you need to put the effort in to really grow your understanding and grow your subconscious to know what to look for. And then if you've got a simple but effective system like the Power of Two, super effective, super applicable to most people who work as well as may have a family, have such a busy schedule. It allows for chart analysis within, we've got 4 pairs here, 3 very heavily trending ones, and then 1 that trends a little bit, but it's quite range bound at the minute. It allows for easy analysis, easy, jumping on the charts. You know what to look for, and that's that pretty much. You can analyze the charts in probably when you're at a stage that you can trade. You understand the markets, how it moves. Typically, for a beginner going from like 0 to knowing how to trade, it's probably going to take you a couple of years. Just from a technical point of view, but also a mindset and psychological point of view. Loads of people talk about psychology and how it affects trading, and it is so applicable, for sure. Make sure you got your psychology on point. Make sure your risk management's on point. Like I said here, don't go stupid with stop loss placement and RR. There's no point really. So yeah, shorts looking maybe potentially quite nice tomorrow. I'll probably stop trading in about 15 minutes, or actively looking for physical trades sort of outside kill zone anyway. For myself, nothing inside London. Like I said, for me, S&P 500 shifted bearish on the 4-hour. However, the 15-minute was bullish, and we're seeing some nice bearish sort of alignment here. So it'd be interesting to see how it sets up tomorrow. For those that follow the sort of meme stocks, quite interesting to see how GME just gapped up 100% in on the New York stock market open, which is about 45 minutes ago. So it's interesting to see how it affects the index as a whole. And as you can see, not too much. So yeah, that's the S&P. Let's go and jump on over to DAX here. DAX again, another stock index here, similar to the S&P. It trends hard. We love these trending assets, and the trend really is your friend. That is probably one of the oldest mottos you can ever hear in the trading space. The trend is your friend, but it's so applicable. And the DAX is very similar to the S&P. The DAX, for those that don't know, is the German stock index, top 40 companies in Germany, whereas the S&P is top 500 as an index. So it's quite similar, you know, since the end of 2023, big, heavy, bullish trend there. Then we get a little bit of a pullback, capitalization of this pullback, and then it aligned back bullish again, capitalization and riding the bullish trend up. And similar to the US, we're seeing some nice structure here. It's a nice bearish structure. Very, very nice. Keeps on pushing lower and lower. And then quite a large expansion to the upside. All that does, liquidation, settlement, all of these buy stops, mitigation, and continuation. Continuation of the bearish trend. It really tried to push higher, it failed to do so. Is it coming back for remitigation? Potentially, probably I'd say the 1850, 1860 would be looking quite nice for shorts potentially. I mean, even on the market open today, it's looking like a bullish market, but maybe it might just go sideways, similar to the S&P. But yeah, the bearish nature really did follow through, and the bullish nature failed to do so. So yeah, this is potentially the signs of that deeper pullback. So that's similar to the S&P, bearish. Looking bearish, bearish, bearish. And 15 minute, you know, there's not really any alignment yet. It's still quite bullish on the 15 minute. Waiting for some nice alignment and then potential shorts. Like I said, on the S&P for me, probably tomorrow now. It wants to be well priced. I want to see some nice well priced. You know, I don't want to be getting some overpriced stock that I can't get out of at a profit, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the DAX. It's quite similar to the S&P, in my opinion. You probably note that. Gold as well. I mean, gold seems to be, if I'm just touching it, you know, as a prop firm owner and top funder of the day we get, I'd probably say gold is one of the top traded assets that traders are trading at the minute. Super volatile. Price moves are very large, or price swings can be very large. So it seems to be the asset of choice for most people at top funder for sure. That and probably the NAS 100 or even the S&P 500. They tend to be the more popular assets to trade for sure. I quite like to see where gold has come from. We all know gold is at an all-time high. It's the highest it's ever been, or it was. It peaked at 2450, I think, or just shy of that. So in terms of a safe haven asset, it's been trending hard ever since. To be fair, end of 2018, big push up, and then I think probably for a couple of years, maybe even during COVID, it was kind of flat. You know, it was kind of stuck between, I'd say, 2050 and realistically 1650. It was stuck within that range for very, very long. And I feel like when we get these sort of war events that happen and you know, uncertainty, that's when it really starts to break out and it trends hard. Oh, look at this here. Look at these price moves when it breaks out. So stuck within the range, stacking highs here. It tries to break out, fails to do so, and then sort of this year, big impulsive push up. Look how impulsive that is there. Super, super bullish. Yeah, stuck within this range, and it broke out, and that's where we kind of are now. Pulling back slightly. You know, with these, doesn't matter really what it is. If it's a Rolex, if it's gold, if it's the stock market, it's not literally going to do a sort of rocket move, vertical move instantly. It's gonna take some time to reaccumulation of orders and then drive price higher. But if I'm looking at it from a our intraday point of view, so it's like a 4-hour point of view, looking at it here, still very much still very much bullish. Quick tip actually, any trader, new trader coming in, always have Bloomberg somewhere. Listen to it, have it on there beside you. It's just good to have and be present and sort of know what's going on. So I'm just reading the comments. Yeah, so if you want to get in touch with me, just go ahead and message me on Instagram or Twitter or Discord. I mean, top for the Discord, free to join. Go ahead and join. It's a good community. Yeah, gold's good. I don't trade it too much. I tend to focus on like stock market indexes these days. I like to hit DAX in the morning, S&P, like now, New York session. Yeah, trade structure. Keep it simple, you know. Like the 4-hour for me is super bullish still. It's going to take a lot for it to shift bearish, to be fair. It's going to need to push to like 2280 and then continue the bearish market structure anyway. So yeah, for me, it's going to take a lot to shift bearish. So realistically, I'm bullish gold for this foreseeable. In terms of a 15-minute point of view, it's pretty much the same. What also helps me is just if you're on TradingView or this is TradeLocker, which in my opinion is probably one of the best charting platforms you can get at the minute. Super easy in terms of order placement. You know, it's all down here. For example, if I'm looking to buy gold here, click risk, stop loss TP, drag and drop, input your risk. I don't know, might be 1%. I normally do about half to 1%, and then yeah, you just literally dragging and dropping. Market order, you hit buy, and if it's a sell, you hit sell. And then if you want to do like a pending order, you literally just switch that, and you can drag and drop. This is the power of some of these newer trading platforms. Don't get me wrong, MetaTrader is good. MetaTrader is good. But it is outdated, and there is better solutions out there. So, and in my opinion, that's where TradeLocker comes in. But if we're looking at this from a internal or lower time frame market structure point of view, you can go ahead, use a line chart. It's pretty useful, and just mark out your swing points. Sometimes I quite like to use the highlighter here. So you can see swings in price. That stays within the range, so the range low here, and then a high takes it out, and you can see here, super simple, stays in the range, like so. Pushing high now. Yeah, I'll probably maintain the range low there. It's kind of like internal noise. You can, if you wanted to, you can mark these out. It'll just allow you to, would allow you to get into a move a little bit quicker, whereas I'd rather be a bit more conservative. Yeah, the line chart is quite a good filter there, and the line chart is the close price. Close price. So let's see if I've got any more questions. Yeah, I think I asked, answered juggling, working, and trading. That's quite a good one. It's applicable to most people. You know, like most people work full time. Most people have a family. Most people have a busy schedule. Or it's important to just have diversification, and trading is just one of the areas you can diversify and make some profits. Yeah, I think that's all the questions I had. And yeah, I've covered from a technical point of view. Yeah, covered what I wanted to cover. Just some free value. Like I said, I'll be jumping on probably every day at 3 p.m. It suits my schedule, and yeah, don't mind giving away some free value to help any aspiring traders, or you could be, if you're looking at getting funded, for sure. That's why we create Top Funder, to be in alignment with traders and give you like good benefits like daily payouts. If I look back, say 5 years in the prop firm space, the average payout time was 30 days. So that means if you made $1,000 in a session, you'd have to wait 30 days to get your $1,000, which it's fine. The money just stays in the account. But with daily payouts, you can make $1,000 in a morning, withdraw it straight away, and it'll go straight into your crypto wallet. I literally can't think of a better way to explain the power of a booking or live trading the funded traders. Obviously, when you pass the challenge criteria, as it is a challenge for a reason. So yeah, just some free value. Hopefully, it helps you guys out. And some tips. Like I say, I'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Again, going through probably DAX, S&P, Gold, EU, touching on anything from funding. Anything you guys want to talk about. It's sort of like an AMA, ask me anything, Yeah, so the nature S&P, DAX, bearish, but do be mindful, these stock indices, stock markets, like I said, what do they want to do? They want to go up. If I'm the owner of a company, I'm not expecting my company stock value to go down. So just be mindful of that when you're trading stock indexes. Nah, I don't really touch the NAS. I prefer the S&P. The NAS is super volatile, probably more so than the S&P and US 30 Wall Street, I'd say. And I touched on at the start, probably the two top traded assets at Top Funder is gold and NAS. The NAS 100. Yeah, the two probably highest traded ones. Now I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. They're just super volatile. So yeah. Yeah, if you anyone wants to contact me, just go ahead, drop me a message on. I mean, it could be Instagram, Twitter, Discord, in the Top Funder Discord, or if you're in the Evo Discord, go ahead and join that. There will be links below that will allow you to sort of contact me or join Discords or whichever you see fit. So I think I'll call it there. It's been good chatting. Like I say, I'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. So yeah. Go ahead, drop a like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.